This is WLKY-TV, Louisville, your 24-hour news source. Now, Vicki Dorch, Bruce Dunbar, Reed Yaden with the weather, and Fred Cowgill on sports. This is Channel 32 News, the Late Report.
Good evening. Our top story tonight, New Kids on the Block singer Donnie Wahlberg. Has he fulfilled his obligation to Louisville, or has he snubbed the city?
Wahlberg has handed a videotape to Fire Chief Russell Sanders as required by the courts. But as Gary Collins tells us, Sanders is still unhappy with Wahlberg's offstage performance.
103, Donnie Wahlberg.
It has been over 3 months since Donnie Wahlberg was ordered to do 3 public service announcements on videotape. It was part of a deal worked out between the singer, city, and county officials after Wahlberg was accused of setting a fire inside the Seelbach Hotel. But apparently that deal is coming back to haunt local officials.
Without question, it could have been a much more professional job.
Fire Chief Russell Sanders got his copy of the Wahlberg tape this morning, and he is not happy.
He elected to read a script into the camera, period. And with no visuals, no supporting, no supporting visuals or audio effects or anything else. He just simply walked in, as you would set up a camera today, looked at the camera, read word for word what we required him to read, and he walked out of the room.
The fire chief says the production qualities of the tape are so bad he will not allow anyone to see it. But he concedes, along with the prosecutor in the case, that Wahlberg has fulfilled all requirements.
The tapes were exactly what the city requested.
Frank Haddad Jr. is Wahlberg's local attorney. He says the courts ordered Wahlberg to do the tapes the way the city wanted them done. That was the bottom line, and Haddad says the city is to blame for the end result.
They got the tapes that they wrote out. They've got exactly what they dictated. They're not professionals, and what they got was not a professional script. It's just that simple.
Wahlberg maintains he had nothing to do with the fire the night before his Louisville concert. A charge of criminal mischief against the singer will likely be dismissed within the next 6 to 8 weeks, now that he has sat in front of a camera and said his lines. The fire department has its own video crew here at fire headquarters. That crew will take the Wahlberg tape, try to spruce it up, and hopefully have a finished PSA for the public to view later this week. Gary Collins, Channel 32 News.
Haddad says if the city asks Wahlberg to redo the tape, the singer will more than likely oblige.
There's another legal landmark in the long battle over neighborhood property around Standiford Field. A federal judge has ruled a $6.2 million settlement reached between the city and surrounding airport neighborhoods is fair. If a final settlement can be reached, the money will go to about 900 homeowners still living in the 3 neighborhoods surrounding the airport. Jim Ballinger is one of the homeowners that fought the city to get what he believes is a fair price for his property. He's reserving judgment on the tentative settlement, but he's hopeful.
It's been a long fight, and if I could have stayed here, I would have stayed. But I feel this fight's been well worth it, because at least there'd be some monetary value to it that we probably wouldn't have got otherwise.
Ballinger and some other 900 homeowners have 1 week to review the agreement and file objections. If you live in Jefferson County, you may soon be paying taxes to fund the Louisville Public Library. A library taxing district has been proposed to city and county officials by a commission set up last month to come up with a solution to the library's money problems. Money to keep the library operating would come from an occupational tax on income. The tax rate would be 0.16%. That means if you make $10,000 a year, it would cost you $16 a year to support the library. The group is trying to get a tax referendum on the November ballot. The library is currently funded by county and city governments.
Los Angeles Police Chief Daryl Gates ought to step down. That's the word from the independent Christopher Commission tonight. The panel has been investigating charges of racism and brutality in the LAPD. The videotape beating of motorist Rodney King by police officers triggered the probe. The commission found evidence of racism and a desire for violence among some policemen. And it discovered their behavior went generally unchecked by commanding officers.
We have found that there is a significant group of officers who repetitively misuse force in violation of department rules and regulations.
Chief Gates had promised to resign if the commission found he'd created a climate of racism. However, he gave no indication of when he might leave at a news conference this afternoon.
They talk about particularly 44 officers. And if you look at it in the broadest range, you're talking about 300 officers. How about the hard work of 8,000 police officers who've given this organization a worldwide reputation?
Tonight, Los Angeles Mayor Tom Bradley also called for Gates to resign. He said the city should begin a nationwide search for a replacement. Supreme Court nominee Clarence Thomas was on Capitol Hill today. He made courtesy calls on members of Congress, including Senator Strom Thurmond of South Carolina. The appeals court judge said he's benefited greatly from the civil rights movement and the work of the man he hopes to succeed, retiring Justice Thurgood Marshall. His comments are believed to be an effort to defuse claims he's turned his back on fellow blacks by opposing affirmative action. President Bush says he expects to lift economic sanctions against South Africa.
The president didn't set up a timetable for removing the sanctions, but he says once certain conditions are met, the sanctions will be lifted. The president says the release of all political prisoners is the last requirement for lifting the sanctions, and South Africa's ambassador to the U.S. says remaining captives were freed not too long ago. President Bush has ordered a review of the regulations which bar abortion counseling at federally funded clinics. There's strong congressional opposition to the rules, but the president says he's not changing his position in support of the rules, but he wants them reviewed in light of a move in Congress to overturn them. 32 people, including 4 juveniles, were arrested at North Dakota's only abortion clinic. The demonstrators were arrested on the property and had wrapped their hands in duct tape and tried to glue themselves to the clinic's back door. Police cut the tape and arrested them. They were charged with criminal trespass and obstructing public officials in the line of duty.
A TV star of the 60s and 70s is dead. James Franciscus died of emphysema in a Los Angeles hospital today. The Yale-educated actor had starred on television in The Naked City, Mr. Novak, and Longstreet. And he'd also appeared in a number of films, including Beneath the Planet of the Apes, Youngblood Hawk, and The Greek Tycoon. James Franciscus, dead at the age of 57. Researchers have found a protein they believe prevents hair loss in chemotherapy patients. It's interleukin-1, a substance that's found naturally in the human body. The discovery was made during experiments on rats who'd gotten chemotherapy drugs that should have made their hair fall out. The head of the research team explained the significance of the finding at a news conference today.
Chemotherapy-induced alopecia, or hair loss, is a emotionally extremely important problem for the patient. It's really a devastating side effect. It does impact on the quality of life. As expressed by a lady who herself was a doctor and lost her hair from chemotherapy, it was like losing part of herself.
Interleukin-1 can be manufactured using genetic engineering techniques. Researchers hope to begin clinical trials on humans within a year.
If you feel like your money just doesn't do what it used to, there may be a reason. The Council on Competitiveness' American Standard of Living declined slightly last year, the first decline reported by the council since 1982.
An all-star baseball game for Major League hopefuls gets underway at Cardinal Stadium tomorrow night. The top players from the 3 leagues that make up the AAA Alliance will participate. And the city of Louisville is hoping to hit an economic home run. However, area business leaders say the game may not give the community much of a boost. That's because the people it's expected to draw from out of town are unlikely to stay for longer than a day. So far, about 15,000 tickets have been sold, and Cardinal Stadium is hoping to break the AAA All-Star Game record of 19,500.
Many of the players in Wednesday's All-Star Game are destined for the big leagues, and it's those players that are drawing the most attention from baseball fans. Todd Connor tells us how some fans are investing their money in future All-Stars.
The first baseball cards came out in 1887, shortly after professional ball began. Cards like these were distributed with tobacco products. Card store owner Richard Duglin has collected sports cards, primarily baseball, for 50 years. He handles mostly Major League Baseball cards and hardly ever deals in minor league cards, even though they've been around for more than 100 years as well.
We don't have any great demand for it, no matter what other dealers say. I don't believe in it. You know, I don't think it's got a tremendous future in this hobby as a pre-rookie card.
I know.
But try telling that to these two 15-year-olds. They drove to Louisville all the way from New York for the minor league All-Star game tomorrow night, and they brought with them their minor league baseball cards.
Are these going to be worth anything?
Hopefully. There's quite a few guys here that are prospects that I think are going to be worth someday.
But Mike Rosansky and friend Neil Dingler say they collect baseball cards as a hobby, not just a business.
Did you have a game last night?
No, we had an off day, actually.
Thanks a lot.
Yeah, no problem.
And they prefer minor league cards because they're easier to get autographed than major league cards.
Because I got a bunch of Ramon Martinez autographs. And his card alone without the autograph is $5 now. Just for his rookie card, and I got about 3 of them autographed.
It's really become a business nowadays, and which is fine, really. I mean, it gives kids something to do, and, you know, I'm willing to take my time anytime to sign for them.
The players out here hope this is their last minor league all-star game they have to play in. They hope to be in the majors soon, and they're getting plenty of support from people like these, the fans who collect minor league baseball cards, because these fans know that when a player moves up to the majors, the value of his card goes up as well. At Cardinal Stadium, Todd Connor, Channel 32 News.
One card expert tells us there are more than 100,000 baseball cards in circulation. One of those cards was recently purchased for nearly $500,000. I'd like to have that one.
Oh, me too.
There's plenty more coming up here tonight. You'll meet the newest member of the SeaWorld family, a bouncing baby killer whale.
And just ahead, Reed Yaden with the forecast, and chances are it's one only a mother could love. What does Reed think about it? Well, we'll find out next.
Okay, this is Ed Phillips from Fairdale, Kentucky. The barometric pressure here at this time is 29.95. The outside temperature is 78 degrees, winds are calm, and it's clear. Humidity is 59 degrees. Thank you.
Bargain days start tomorrow at Bacon's. Shop 8:30 a.m. till 11 p.m. with super bargains throughout the store. Bargain days starting tomorrow at Bacon's.
Hey, America. Want to see America? Easy. Just visit your Marathon station. It's the Marathon See America Spree. Marathon and Continental Airlines will be giving away 100 vacation packages to over 125 cities in America with free round-trip tickets for 2 on Continental Airlines. Even $500 free spending money. And all you have to do is register to win at Marathon. The Marathon See America Spree.
No wonder they call it the land of the free.
I really love my boy.
He means lazy boy.
'Cause he's my pride and joy.
They call me lazy boy.
Next to him I wanna be.
I'm at the showcase shop.
My boy, the TV and me.
From coast to coast, the showcase shops.
I really love my boy.
You ain't relaxed until you stop.
I love my lazy boy.
At the Lazy Boy Showcase shop.
In virtually every area, Mercedes-Benz sets the standards the rest of the automotive world seeks to emulate. And right now, those high standards can be acquired from Tafel Motors for surprisingly low monthly payments. For a limited time, choose a 36, 48, or 60-month lease on a luxurious S-Class model Mercedes-Benz. Visit Tafel Motors today and take advantage of one of our best leasing programs ever. It's just one more thing the competition wishes they could copy.
Anderson County, Kentucky is scrambling to replace 6 bridges washed out by storms last night. 5 inches of rain fell in 2 hours near Lawrenceburg. This Ashby Road washout was the worst. There were no injuries, but neighbors say that was a miracle because no one reported the bridge was out until after dark. The county judge says 5 other bridges that were destroyed should be replaced within a week. The Army Corps of Engineers built the Ashby Road Bridge less than 10 years ago, and the county judge says he'll ask the Corps to build a new one. And I understand rain is on the way, huh?
Rain is just to the west of us even as we speak. Some of it fairly heavy. And rain is going to be an ingredient in our forecast for the next couple of days, on and off, unfortunately. Vicki, they got 1.5 inches of rain down at Paducah in about an hour this afternoon late. Call Mom and Dad and make sure everything's okay.
They'll have to mow the lawn now, won't they?
That's for sure. At the present time, at this early hour, we have turned, let's see, we have succeeded turning Tuesday into Wednesday already. It's 79 degrees, very muggy, humidity 77%. The winds are south at 5, and the barometer continues to trend downward, 29.93. Visibility still fairly good. In the background, you see a live view of the city from the Channel 32 tower cam. High today, about 10 after 5. We had 89 degrees, 2 above normal. The low was 68 degrees, 1 degree above a normal low of 67. No rain on Tuesday here at Television Hill or at the airport. However, we're going to take care of that situation here. Before you get up tomorrow morning, there may be some rumbles during the overnight hours. Thunder and lightning in some of these showers and thunder showers that move across. Take a look at the bright white clouds representing areas of rain, showers, and thunder showers. They're moving generally to the east at about 25 miles an hour. This area of cloudiness is associated with a frontal boundary that is just going to be kind of hanging around, playing tag with us. It'll drop to the south a little bit, then move back to the north. Here's the present regional radar view. You see one area of rain here that earlier tonight moved through St. Louis. Gusted winds just west of St. Louis to 60 miles an hour. They're still getting lightning and some thunder in the St. Louis area. Pretty good thunderstorm right now at Evansville, and this continues to move on to the east. Let's take a look at local live radar. Have it set on the 60-mile range, and the flashing area represents the heaviest rainfall at the present time. As you can see, the rain is stretching, just entering the western part of Jefferson County, stretching back through Floyd County, Indiana, then through Crawford County on back through Dubois County, Indiana. You can see near Jasper getting some fairly heavy rain there. That's one of the flashing areas. This area is moving to the east. It's fairly extensive, moving to the east, as I say, at about 20 to 25 miles an hour. Here's a look at my present weather map. Actually, it's a satellite photo with the present frontal system displayed on it. You see the front is pretty much where it was when we visited with you at dinner time tonight. That is just almost right on us, perhaps just to our south a little bit. It's kind of stalled out, and this front is kind of the focus of all of the activity as far as showers and thunder showers go. It'll keep the clouds in here, hold the temperatures down a few degrees. 74 at Paducah, 74 at Bowling Green. Let's see, looks like the cool spot is Jackson with 70 degrees. For tomorrow, the clouds will hold the temperatures into the 80s through the Channel 32 viewing area, 90s down to our south, and out in the southwest, they'll continue with the hundreds and 110s in some cases. The really pleasant weather up through the Great Lakes and New England. Look at the thunder showers fire up again as that frontal system remains in our area tomorrow. Looks like a mostly cloudy day tomorrow. Temperatures in the 80s, off and on showers and thunder showers. Now we'll have to watch that for the ball game tomorrow night, see how it works out. Here's my forecast. Overnight, mostly cloudy, scattered thunder showers, 65 to 70 degrees. For your Wednesday, hump day, mostly cloudy, scattered thunder showers, 80 to 85 degrees. The rain could hold the temperature down a little bit. Okay, here we go heading into the weekend. We'll warm up a little bit on Saturday, but we're going to keep the chance for some thunder showers in here right on through Friday, then a little break on Saturday, and pick them up again as the front moves close to us again on Sunday. This is one case, except for the All-Star game, where I guess most people aren't complaining. We really need the rain.
We sure do.
But we don't need anything like they had through central Kentucky last night, though.
No, the rain, no storms.
Right.
Welcome back from vacation.
Thank you, Vicki.
And just ahead, a televangelist showdown gets underway in New Orleans.
And Kentucky's not the only state being invaded by hungry beetles. We'll give you some tips for fighting this problem in the future.
At Baptist East, we know having a baby means having lots to do. There are so many things on your mind. And you want to make sure everything's just right. Fortunately, now you have one less thing to worry about. Because with Baptist East's new intermediate care nursery, even newborns who need more intensive care can get it right here. For peace of mind that'll let you rest easy, call Baptist East today.
One neighbor bought a brand new 1991. The other bought the same model at budget car sales. You may not be able to tell the difference, but you sure can spend it. Budget car sales. Why pay the difference if you can't tell the difference? A special announcement. 91 Ford Tempos with any trade, just $76.95 at budget car sales. $76.95 with air and automatic.
Flight 254 departing from...
With just one ticket, you could fly all day. On all our great coasters, only at the Kingdom.
Yeah, I think we'll be all right here.
Wait.
You seen anything yet?
Nope.
Only at the Kingdom.
In New Orleans, sex, salvation, and money.
The defamation trial against television preacher Jimmy Swaggart is underway. Swaggart is accused of trying to discredit rival TV evangelist Marvin Gorman. Gorman is suing Swaggart for $9 million. Among the disputed facts in the case is whether Swaggart actually claimed Gorman was Satan, that he engaged in hundreds of illicit sex acts and fathered illegitimate children. During jury selection today, one potential juror said that the two preachers were rattlesnakes in a cage. Another said that both had made a spectacle of themselves already. Jury selection will probably last to another day. The trial itself will last 4 to 6 weeks.
Couples and employers are hoping to use products from a state-of-the-art shop in Michigan to stay out of court. Here you can find video surveillance cameras for just $80. They're cheap because they don't work. They only intimidate employees and customers from stealing. There's also a bug clock that will let the boss listen in on employee gossip. And there's a lie detector to catch the dishonest.
Lock him up.
That's a neat little tool that he would need.
6 months ago, Larry Williams started the shop, and sales have been very brisk.
The problem's in the grapes in Massachusetts. As many as 7 black widow spiders have been found in grapes there. The fruit comes from 2 suppliers in Southern California, and all grapes from those suppliers have been removed from store shelves. The spiders haven't been found in the fruit in any other states. The female black widow's bite is poisonous, but not normally fatal. You've heard about how bad the Japanese beetle problem is in Kentucky, but it's also a problem in Indiana. In fact, thanks to Mother Nature and a common mistake in lawn care, the beetle population is booming. Most of these beetles are due to heavy rains last July. That made a perfect place for beetles to lay their eggs. And this year, we're seeing the results. So experts say if your yard is infested, don't water your grass. You'll just be making for a bigger problem next year. To fight the beetles, officials say the best insecticide to use is Sevin. There are also traps, but there's a debate as to whether they actually attract more beetles to your yard.
If you enjoyed your box of Kellogg Heartwise this morning, take note, your cereal is getting a new name. From now on, it'll be called Fiberwise. The FDA is urging the Kellogg Company, as well as other manufacturers who use the word heart in their brand names, to change. The agency is concerned about claims that certain products will promote healthy hearts. Kellogg says it'll comply with the ruling. 11,000 pairs of men's athletic shoes will also get new labels. That's because they're counterfeit. The U.S. Customs Service grabbed the fake Reebok shoes. Usually the counterfeits would be destroyed, but officials have asked Reebok if they could rip off the offending logos and give the shoes to charity. Reebok has agreed, so once the trademarks are removed, the shoes will be given to those who really need them.
In California today, the miracle of birth, a really big birth.
Oh, wait, there's this one. Dorsal fins out. Okay, here it comes.
A 5,000-pound killer whale gave birth at SeaWorld of California. Doctors say the calf and his mother are doing well. It will nurse for about a year before graduating to a solid diet of fish and squid. Coming up next, Fred Calgill with sports. He'll tell us how much baseball all-star legends of the past could have been paid if they played today.
And he'll take us to a home run fest at Cardinal Stadium. Stay tuned.
So let me repeat your order here. That'll be 1 double cheeseburger, ching. Large fries and a large soda, ching. 2 kids meals and 2 medium sodas, ching. 1 chicken sandwich, large fries, and a vanilla milkshake. Bada bing.
That'll be $62.75.
We're a little shy.
Remember when you could feed your whole family fast food for less than $10? Well, at Rally's, you still can. Rally's has it right.
I learned early the meaning of value. Trading a Mickey Mantle for a Willie Mays was a good deal. Trading for a Mays and a Hank Aaron was real value. Real energy value is a geothermal system. Geothermal uses less energy to heat and cool your house than any system around. That's good for your budget. That's good for our environment. Year-round comfort, convenience, and savings. That's lasting value. Sort of like these.
I think Coolidge said you can only please all the people some of the time. But Russell here says you can please all the people all the time. Demo. Pizza Hut's classic double cheeseburger pizza. One medium's $8.99, a second's just $4 more. Us kids think it's most righteous. Want to please the senior set? No problem. For $1 more, get a deluxe with bacon and onions. They think it's groovy. Now who said if you can't please everyone, you might as well please yourself? I think it was me.
Pizza Hut, making it great.
I've been working with Max Factor a long time, and I know a lot about how wonderful their products are. This week, I'm going to be telling you about some of their greatest ideas, like their gorgeous lipsticks. Moisture-Rich lipstick provides a continuous release of moisturizers and a rich, glossy shine. The semi-matte finish of New Definition lip color makes your lips look fuller, more clearly defined, more provocative. Max Factor can really make your lips look beautiful. Moisture-Rich lipstick in New Definition lip color.
Kentucky's next Lotto America jackpot is already an estimated $15 million.
Lotto America.
A good all-star game tonight, especially if you like the American League.
Yeah, if you're a National League fan, and at times I've tended to be partial to that side of the fence. It was a little bit rough again.
Also, it's a good game, though.
Very much so. Lots of fun to watch. And also, interesting football news. So we're going to talk about both here, and we're going to kind of sneak football in front for a second since we just saw the All-Star game. Where are we here? Hello again, everybody. Former U of L football star Ted Washington is a rich man tonight. Channel 32 Sports has learned that the 6'5", 300-pound defensive lineman has signed a contract as the top draft pick of the NFL's San Francisco 49ers. Agent Jim Ellis called us tonight from San Francisco, and he says that this deal may be the biggest any former Cards football player has ever gotten, but no terms have been released. It was home run city at Cardinal Stadium tonight. The best of AAA baseball warmed up for tomorrow's All-Star game with a long ball contest, and the best of the bunch was Edmonton's Lee Stevens. The Trappers star hopes to make the parent California Angels after hitting 8 dingers, including 6 in a row.
Well, last year I didn't hit any, so I came in this time a little more relaxed and just try to hit the ball, not try to hit it out every single time.
At one point, you were really in a groove. Give me your thoughts as you were hitting the ball out.
I was just trying to see the ball as long as I could and just swing as hard as I could and hope I hit it just right.
The Redbird in the home run contest was catcher Ray Stevens. Unfortunately, Ray could not keep up with the biggies, but his almost 300 average and great defensive play clearly make him an all-star.
Well, it was fun meeting all these guys for the first time. I played against them and, you know, small talk around the cage and during BP, but it's fun up close and meeting them in person. Oh, yeah, it's always fun when you play an all-star game in your hometown and participate in it. There's a lot of people out here. You see some season, I guess you call them season ticket holders out here cheering for you, and it's fun.
The other Redbird in tomorrow's AAA All-Star game is Tim Sherrill. Sherrill's been great in the bullpen, so hopes for another shot with the parent Cards. He's already been there twice, so this could be his last chance.
It's got to be a feather in your cap, you know, getting nominated for this, because it's, you know, it's not like the other minor league All-Star games where it's just your league. This is from the 3 different AAA leagues around the United States, you know, so it's got to be a feather in your cap.
The AAA game is tomorrow night here at 8 o'clock. Meantime, the National League was looking tonight to stop 2 trends in the Major League All-Star game, low scores and losing. But it couldn't do either. The American League was down 1-0 in the third, but home run derby winner Cal Ripken Jr. did it again. This 3-run shot was the game winner as the American League beat the Nationals 4-2, a 4th straight All-Star win for the AL. Ripken was the game MVP.
I've done much offensively in any of the games I've played in.
Well, we heard Cal talk, but there he is again.
And to hit a home run.
Well, what the heck. He didn't want to say anything more, so here we are back on camera. Now, the sport took advantage of the spotlight to honor the 50th anniversary of 2 timeless records. Hall of Famers Ted Williams and Joe DiMaggio were introduced before the game. Williams is the last man to bat over 400. DiMaggio's 56-game winning streak is still tops. Earlier in the day, former Yale player President Bush greeted both men at the White House.
These genuine heroes thrilled Americans with real deeds, and both on the scene loomed larger than life. The baseball fields and then on to the battlefields.
I got to play baseball. I had a chance to hit. I owe so very, very much to this game that I love so much.
Thank you, Mr. President, ladies and gentlemen. I'm honored. Thank you so much.
Great man. By the way, a new study is out ranking baseball players of all time on how they would be paid in today's market. Who do you think would be number one? How about Willie Mays, Mickey Mantle, Babe Ruth? Nope. Lou Gehrig would be number one based on statistics. According to a University of Dayton study based on Gehrig's stats, the former Yankees first baseman would in today's dollars earn almost $8 million. He made about 50 grand or so a year in the 1920s and 30s. Pitcher Walter Johnson was second on the salary list at almost $7.5 million a year, and the Babe was right behind in third place. Small cash.
Yeah, very interesting. 50 grand a year back in the 20s and 30s was a lot of money.
But not $8 million
well,
worth.
That's true.
Yeah.
Thanks, Freddie. And coming up next, a gizmo to scare away mosquitoes before they bite you.
But does it really work? We'll show you next on The Late Report.
All home equity loans are not created equal. The Money Store gives you a home equity loan so good, we guarantee it. Use the money for home improvements, college tuition, bill consolidation, anything at all. Or return the money within 14 days at no cost to you. For a home equity loan at a low fixed rate we guarantee you like, call right now. 1-800-LOAN-YES. The Money Store, where America goes for money.
How good is new Lipton noodles and sauce Romanoff? Tangy sour cream. Rich egg noodles. Creamy milk. Aged cheddar cheese. With a delicately seasoned taste and delicious sauce that could only come from Lipton. It's that good. Try new Lipton noodles and sauce Romanoff.
Imagine living in the midst of a Kentucky horse farm, having your own private lake, a clubhouse that's like a vacation resort, building sites nestled in the privacy of an unspoiled woodland and rolling bluegrass pastures. Imagine all this just 20 minutes from downtown Louisville in beautiful Oldham County. It's not just your imagination. It's Kentucky's premier development, Paramount Estates, an exceptional planned community with lasting value.
We want to take one more look at the forecast. Here's Reed in the Weather Center.
Okay, thank you, Bruce. The rain has indeed started, at least here at Television Hill. It is moving across Jefferson County now. Let's do a little chalk talk with the radar. Heaviest rain you see up here on the Washington County area around Salem. Pretty good pocket of some fairly heavy rain there. Also some heavy rain out to the west of Corydon near Jasper, Indiana. Here's the leading edge of the rain that's moving through Jefferson County right now. A lot of this is caught up in the ground clutter. Okay, back to you.
In People and Places tonight, the popcorn we told you about last night is now history. Cedar Rapids broke a record by popping 15,000 pounds of popcorn. Here's what happened to it. The West Side Salvage Company spent the day vacuuming all the popcorn out of the 8-foot box. It wasn't easy to clean up. As you know, if you've ever spilled any, popcorn can be tough to vacuum. But don't worry, you won't be seeing this popcorn in a local theater near you. It will become food for area livestock. And finally, if you're bugged by mosquitoes, there's help on the way. There's a new product on the market to scare away the little pests. It's a necklace that emits a very high-pitched sound that's supposed to sound like a dragonfly. The noise is supposed to scare the mosquitoes away. Now, this sounds great, but does it work? Watch this. Okay, so it doesn't work. Well, the mosquitoes don't buy it, and obviously neither should you.
It was a wonderful idea, one that's time has not come. For the latest news, stay with Channel 32, your 24-hour news source. We'll see you back here tomorrow night.
Good night.